The Rams needed a deep threat. They hope they found it. With Gary Klein, I'm Lindsay Theory for the Los Angeles Times. Today they traded cornerback E.J. Gaines to the Buffalo Bills. They acquired receiver Sammy Watkins. Now Rams GM Les Snead said they knew they needed someone to stretch the field, to widen the field for quarterback Jared Goff. This wasn't an overnight decision. It's been something on their agenda for a long time. But Gary, to us it was very apparent during training camp this was a big missing piece.
Huge missing piece for the Rams. Now remember, when Sean McVay took over, lots of questions about, is Tavon Austin going to be your deep threat? And he never really has demonstrated that during his NFL career. So they've been looking. They've been waiting to pull the trigger. And the fact that Watkins became available was something they couldn't pass up. Of course, the big question with Sammy Watkins is, will he be healthy consistently?
The Bills did not pick up Sammy Watkins' fifth-year option, a lot of that because of those injuries. I asked Les Snead about those injuries, and he said it's something they looked into, but they feel comfortable adding him.
He's a guy that, as you mentioned, is going to stretch the field. That's going to give Robert Woods an opportunity to work underneath. But I think the question here is what happens to Tavon Austin now, right? Signed that huge contract before last season. It doesn't look like he's going to get that opportunity to be the vertical guy. So where is he going to fit in Sean McVay's offense?
The other interesting part of this is Robert Woods and Watkins were teammates back in Buffalo, so they're reunited here. That's going to help their chemistry, no doubt, a little bit, but it really opens up the offense, or it's supposed to open up the offense for the tight ends, for Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Todd Gurley at running back. You got Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett at tight ends. This is the setup that McVay wants to kind of emulate what he had in Washington, with talented tight ends, a superstar running back potentially in Gurley, and wide receivers that can give them room to operate. And ultimately, this is all to benefit Jared Goff.
Also, the Rams did send a second-round pick, their 2018 pick, to Buffalo. Gary, that has to tell you that the Rams right now are concerned about winning now. They could have waited a year perhaps to fill this need, but now is when it's going to happen.
Yeah, if this deal goes through well for the Rams, if Sammy Watkins performs well, there are still going to be some people, some observers who say that was too steep of a price, a second-round pick. But the Rams, as you mentioned, certainly Sean McVay, he wants to win now. GMs, they maybe have to look a little bit more long-term, but this was a move to help them in the immediate future. And if they can get a deal done for a long-range contract for him, maybe for more years.
Watkins is expected to arrive in Los Angeles perhaps on Saturday. He might be on the sideline against the Cowboys, although he definitely is not expected to participate in the game. For the latest updates on this trade, be sure to keep it on the Los Angeles Times. With Gary, I'm Lindsay.